My name is Dr. Austin Tay, and you are listening to Psych Chat. A warm welcome to episode 38 of Psych Chat. My name is Dr. Austin Tay, and I am an organizational psychologist. In my podcast, I discuss workplace issues and offer tips for navigating the complex world of work. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, welcome. Please check out my other episodes and subscribe to my podcast to ensure you get all new episodes. For those who are already subscribers, welcome back. In one of my earlier episodes on coaching, I spoke about how the coach in a coaching session will help an individual to address issues. In the coaching process, the individual will look at the issue from a different perspective, prompted by the coach. Through the process, it is also an opportunity for the individual to understand themselves and be aware of how their thinking can affect how they assess and deal with issues. You must be wondering why I am using this episode to talk about self awareness in coaching. Following on from episodes 36 and 37, I realized that there is more I can speak of self awareness, especially in the coaching context. In addition, I want to share from a coach's perspective how I like to help people discover themselves. I've worked with many individuals in coaching. Sometimes I get people feeling genuinely lost and resort to coaching because they do not know what to do. Then we have those who expect answers and solutions. I appreciate the opportunity to work with these people because the ultimate goal is to help them, encourage them, and provide them with tools to help them realize within themselves how to navigate, think, and solve their issues. The coaching relationship between the coach and the coachee is not transactional. However, I am not delusional that some coaches consider such relationships transactional. For me, the relationship between the coach and the client is bonded with trust and confidentiality. This is also the reason why, for me, coaching someone is to provide them with the capacity and space for self discovery. There are a few things I encounter when coaching people. Most of the time, people are too caught up with fear or hanging on to past bad experience that deter them from exploring possibilities. I am a believer that for one to have self awareness, one must be frank and judgmental about ourselves. Now, this is not about criticizing ourselves for what we are not good at or feeling negative towards. It is about being brave to list the good, the bad, and the ugly. We are all like a movie script. In each part of the script, we showcase the different aspects of ourselves. Sometimes we get angry, we get upset, we are elated, and sometimes we want to be left alone. All of these are perfectly okay. It only becomes problematic when we allow others to dictate how we should act in our movie script. I used to believe that I had to conform to what the masses wanted. If there's one thing I learned about being a psychologist, we are all very different. While it is human for us to conform and be part of the masses, doing so may not necessarily be good. Perhaps it is me, a Gen X, who grew up differently. I grew up with little but made the best of the situation. Yes, I was envious of my peers and always wished I was like everyone else. However, I soon realized that beneath all that wanting and fitting in with others, you are alone when you return to the comfort you call home. You soon realize you must carve your niche and find your path. You need to start discovering yourself. Returning to a coaching scenario, the coach's job is to help you find within yourself to solve the issue you present. It is, therefore, essential for you when you are in a coaching environment. There are a few things that you need to think about. 1. What were the reasons you are seeking coaching? 2. If you come with preconceived expectations, you are likely to be disappointed. Are you ready to go deeper than the issues you have brought to the session? How committed are you to discovering possibilities? Let's dwell on point 1. What were the reasons you are seeking coaching? You might have tried other ways and they did not work. You're hoping to seek validation of the issues that you are going through, or you want someone to help you. All these are valid reasons for coaching. However, you have to remember that coaching is about you. In a relationship, you get a coach who will work with you and not for you. There is a stark difference here. I have heard stories of peers being confronted by their clients for not doing their job of providing solutions to their issues. The encounter I can recall is when I had an introductory call with the general manager of an organization. He was requested to have coaching to help him to become a better leader in the organization. The call with him was interesting. He conducted the call like an interview. I have no problem with that. However, it was a one-way conversation in which he asked whether I work on weekends, as he's busy during weekdays and can only do weekends. He also wanted to know how I could help him. While I like to work with people in the coaching engagement, I also have my boundaries. To be asked whether I coach on weekends shows that a person puts his coaching engagement as not a priority, but instead as something that is required of him. To ask how I can help him is already a red flag for me, as he expects me to provide the solutions. Although I still work with the organization on other coaching engagements, this individual, perhaps fortunately, is someone I do not have to work with. If you are working with a coach, remember it is a relationship, meaning you will have to do some or most of the work. When you first talk to your coach, they are likely to try to figure out as much as possible, and a good coach will go deeper to see whether there are any underlying issues to the ones you bring to the coaching. A good coach will listen, clarify, and challenge you. All of these are meant to help you in your journey of self-discovery. Point number 2. If you come with preconceived expectations, you are likely to be disappointed. Now, the whole point of coaching is to work with the coach to come to a resolution. That is to say, while the coach is there to work and guide you, the coach is not there to provide a solution. To do that, you are then prevented from thinking for yourself. Come with an open heart and use each session to discover possibilities and your abilities to deal with any issues. When you come with an expectation that the coach is there to give you a laundry list of solutions, then you are going to be very disappointed. What you might expect but should be prepared for is that the coach will ask you questions. The questions are meant to help you evaluate, rethink, or relook at the issues you bring to the session. A good coach will ask open questions to understand the problems, causes, and determine what you want to do to address the issues. Do not despair and think that the coach is being demanding. Instead, think of the coach as your devil's advocate or partner working with you on the coaching journey. When you understand what and how you can work with the coach to address the issues, your coaching journey becomes one of the exploration and discovering your abilities. Point number 3. Are you ready to go deeper than the issues you have brought to the session? Now, this is the part where sometimes you can feel hesitant to do it. Sometimes through coaching, you will see that the way you think, perceive, and feel can come from a place that is more rooted than your issues present. Therefore, be courageous and allow yourself to delve deeper. To be clear, no one should force you to do this. You are always in control, and the choice still lies with you. A coach can share their observations and curiosity with you, but you are always the person to decide to go deeper. Again, addressing the root cause can help one be mindful and clear about how to deal with issues that materialize in the future. Point number 4. How committed are you to discovering possibilities? From my experience, it is easy for a client to be excited to have clarity in the coaching session. They can be so elated that they want to look at different possibilities to work on the issues. This is good news. To be able to explore options, you will need to be open and not let your fear become a stumbling block to your exploration. Sometimes when we overthink, we start to create roadblocks for ourselves. Instead, embrace the spirit of trying. What if and so what? Let me explain here. I'm a great believer in trying rather than regretting. At least trying will give you a 50% chance of whatever you decide to do rather than not trying, which is 0%. The what if concept is to ask yourself, what if I did try? The results can be beyond your expectations. So why not try? As for so what, I think people fear they will fail, so they stop their tracks to take a little risk. So if you took the chance and did not get the results you hoped for, is this the time to backtrack or move forward? Suppose you choose to move forward. Having the so what attitude will help. So the results are not what I had in mind, but I did try, which means there might be other possibilities. When we start to think like that, we are at least giving ourselves a chance to try and not regret it. So to recap, to have self-awareness in the context of coaching, allow yourself to be open to possibilities, to try and take the leap of faith. Allow yourself to discover your abilities to deal with issues. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Side Chat. If you have any comments or suggestions, please send them to sidechat@omnisci.com or tweet to side_chat. Thank you for listening. You have been listening to Side Chat. This podcast is brought to you by Omnisci Consulting. We are a team of psychologists with a wealth of experience working with individuals, teams, and organizations in coaching, executive selection, assessment and development, career transitioning, and workplace intervention. Omnisci Consulting exists to solve the critical issues facing our clients, both large and small. Our approach is to tailor-make each service to meet the requirements of our clients. Our broad range of services and solutions helps individuals and organizations to facilitate change, achieve their vision, and optimize performance and productivity.